Hello everybody, Joe here with Garden of Luma. In today's video I wanted to talk about 5 tips for getting your tropical fruit trees ready for winter. I'm in growing zone 9B here in the Phoenix, Arizona area. The desert, typically a hot climate. We've been in the mid 90s to low hundreds here through most of October. We're pushing late October now. And I was looking at the weather forecast and we're predicted to get into the 30s tomorrow night. So we quickly go from extreme heat to cooler, colder instantly. So you got to be watching that. So let's get into this here. I was out in the backyard just thinking about what I need to do to get ready for winter, those colder temps. I'm not going to worry about it too much tomorrow, but it is an indication that it's time to start getting ready for that. So number 1, stop going heavy on nitrogen fertilizer right now. Last thing you want right now is for your fruit trees to be pushing a lot of new growth. That new growth is tender, that's going to be more susceptible for frost damage. So you don't need that new growth right now. We've had all year long up until now for the trees to grow and flourish. Now it's time to slow down on that nitrogen-based fertilizer. It is good to still apply nutrients, to still apply heavy mulch right now. But as far as nitrogen, you do not need that right now. Go with the liquid seaweed, kelp, heavy on that. There is some evidence that that may even be helpful for your trees to handle a little bit more cold when you utilize that kelp and seaweed. So utilize that for your fertilizer right now. 2, stop pruning. So again, that kind of falls in line with the feeding. Pruning tends to encourage that new growth. So you do not need to be cutting your trees right now. All the pruning should have been done already, especially for those tropicals, because again, that's going to encourage the tree to push out new growth, and you don't need new growth right now because that's more susceptible to cold. So stop your pruning. Number 3, if you're growing container fruit trees, which I know a lot of us are here, especially the more tropical trees, for the very reason of cold protecting, now is the time to start moving them out of the shade into warmer areas, into areas where they're going to get more sunlight, up against brick walls, up against things that are going to keep it warmer throughout the day and night time. So start shifting and adjusting your container fruit trees and putting them in warmer locations in your yard, getting them ready to move indoors if you need to on those cold nights. 4th, start getting your structures ready. If you have in-ground mango trees, if you have, in-ground sapodillas or whatever, those sensitive tropical fruit trees that are planted in the ground, they're gonna need some sort of frost protection to get them through our cold snap. So start building your structures around the tree, start buying supplies, the frost cloths, the plastic, the heaters, whatever you're gonna be utilizing to protect those trees throughout the winter. Now is the time to start getting those supplies ready, start building that type of stuff so you're ready to go. The last thing you wanna do is see the weather forecast that morning and have to scramble to put all that together. I've been there, it's not any fun, so make sure you have that stuff ready to go. Lastly, number 5 is now is the time to start paying attention to the weather. Like I said, all of a sudden we're gonna get this cold snap tomorrow night into the upper 30s. You wanna start watching for those things so you can be ready ahead of time. Even still, there are going to be those nights where things just kind of sneak up on you. But keep consistently checking the weather now to be on top of that so you can be proactive about making sure everything's set and ready when you need it. We've had a really scorching hot summer. I know it's crazy to start thinking about winter, but it is almost here. It's going to be here before we know it. So now is the time to start preparing for that so you can get through the winter with no problems to your tropical fruit trees and be ready to go for a nice harvest next year. Check me out at gardenofluma.com for more tips on gardening and growing fruit trees, especially in hot, dry climates. Thanks for watching.